I'm going to make a sermon for HLM, Healthy Lives Matter. Now, I've been on some degree of a healthy diet since I was 16 years old. I started by eliminating soda from my diet. I used to drink a lot of soda, and I cut it out overnight, and it was a lot easier that way. See, when I didn't think of soda as a drink anymore, it was a lot easier than to try to think about how much soda I could drink. I didn't have to worry, is it okay to drink soda if I just need to study for an exam? Is it okay to drink soda, when I'm with a certain friend? It would be kind of like drinking bleach now, right? I just don't think of it as a beverage anymore, right? And after I quit drinking soda, I discovered how well I was feeling from that, and I decided to start reading food labels and to eliminate all sugar from my diet. Not one molecule. Like, I'll read labels, I'll ask questions when I go to a restaurant. It's a lot easier to go to an Asian restaurant. I have a favorite Thai restaurant back home in Seattle. I rarely eat out here in Phoenix just because of how hot it is, right? I prefer to be at home cooking something. But when I do go out, it's to the Five Guys because they make their fries out of pure peanut oil. Now, here's the problem. I thrive on it. I never have a problem of, even when I'm traveling. I went to Macau 2 years ago, just before the pandemic. I was able to find foods. I had to ask a lot of questions, obviously. When I was in Gdansk, Poland 4 years ago, I had language barriers, and even still I was able to find suitable foods. The problem I have with my healthy lifestyle revolves around other people wanting to intrude. Like at a workplace event, I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to go to some of the graduation events for the students we have now that we can actually do that this December. People always want to make the fact that I don't want to eat something the center of attention at a gathering. I don't know why. I was talking to my family members about this, and my family says that maybe they realize they need to be eating healthy. They don't want to, or they can't, or whatever the reason is, or at least they believe they can't. And they make a scene out of it to make it sound like, it's no big deal that they're not eating healthy. They're not crazy, at least. That's what my parents think. And to some extent, that might be true. But you know what? When I see somebody doing something that I'm not yet capable of, I prefer to think, how can I get there, right? But whatever the case is. So people always make a big scene about it. I was interviewing for a tutoring company one time. Now this is a company that refers you to go to other kids' homes, to other people's kids' homes to tutor. Now, I was interviewing with, I think this guy was an intern. He was probably a little bit younger than me. He was in his late 20s, early 30s, I want to say. And we go to a McDonald's to do this interview, and I'm asking the people at the McDonald's if there's anything suitable without additives. I haven't been to McDonald's in a very long time. I forgot what I can even have. Turns out I can have the side salad without the dressing. And the guy, as we sit down, he asked me, is this going to be a problem if I go to the clients' homes and they offer me food, if I'm going to be a liability, if I get sick at a client's home because I eat something by mistake at their home. And I tell him, I'm very vigilant about this. I certainly wouldn't eat something unless I could trust what it was. And long story short, I didn't get the job. He sent me an email saying that my background was a little bit too advanced or something like that. I knew why he didn't want to hire me. He was smart enough to not write it down. But he literally said it in front of my face. I was a liability. He didn't say to the company. He said, would I be a liability if I go to a client's home and I get sick or something like that. Anyways, we're just coming off of COVID-19, so it's understandable that health and wellness is on everybody's mind. I appreciate that, but I think I can appreciate that I know how to take care of myself, right? Anyways, you eat what you like, I'll eat what I like. The other thing I want to point out is that I've had coworkers who already have chronic health conditions, right? I had one coworker who's coming off of dialysis. I had another coworker who had breast cancer, had surgery, and was able to return to work. I think she's doing very well now. I have a coworker who has type 1 diabetes, and we all know better than to pick on these people on what they eat, right? But if you want to eat healthy to prevent those things, that's another story for another time, right? So why is it okay? Well, why do we have to get sick before we can eat healthy, right? That's the question I have.